Good evening, everybody. I don't know what. Uh, we're not doing that. It can't be that high. I can't do that tonight. How are y'all? I'm done messing with the camera now. I promise. So lots of fun and exciting things going on around here. How about at your house? Let's start off with important stuff. One, I don't have any lipstick on to look like I died last week. I asked for a prayer request last week for some unspoken folks. One of my cousins had a car wreck with her two babies in the car. Thankfully, they're okay and they're at home. A little sore and beat up feeling, but nobody was seriously injured, so that's a good thing. Um, my aunt, who was in the hospital, is at home and resting. She's still got some more things that she needs to do, but at least they got her out of the hospital and off to where she could at least sleep in her own bed because being in the hospital, you cannot rest. And my cousin's husband had four major surgeries last week, and he's doing much better and is now off the ventilator and talking to everybody. So we're all very happy about that. So, hello, Lori. How are you tonight? We have had storms all night today, or all day today, all night today. Yeah, it's been a wild day. Sorry, guys. Lots of rain, lots of hail, that kind of stuff. I wasn't sure that I was going to make it to the live tonight. We don't have anything going on outside right now, but that could change any minute. And our electric company out here is held together with paper clips and chewing gum. So who knows? There may be power outages yet. I hope not. So I've been having lots and lots of fun. I have an incredible wreck of a sewing room. I've got a quilt that I've got to finish tomorrow at the very latest for my friend that's going in the hospital at the end of the week. And then I have been filming videos, but I'm so tired of filming. I don't want to edit. So I need to get in there and edit for you guys. You have rain that just started. Yeah, ours has stopped. I've got my fingers crossed. I was afraid that we were going to run into issues with it overlapping the live tonight, but we didn't. So, yay. And then a couple of things are going on. I am working on redoing my sewing space. Tracy, hello. How are you tonight? And Wayne and I are talking with a couple of different places about getting possibly getting a long arm in here for me. Don't know if it's going to be with robotics, without robotics. What I need really is a bigger frame, not necessarily, the whole fancy dancy long arm thing, but I need something wider than the 4 feet because the way it works is hard on my hands. Hello, Alfonso. How are you tonight? You stirred up some of my viewers, buddy. Donnie, how are you? Be clean, okay? To my mods, that's the ladies with the blue wrenches. Donald Chapman is a personal friend of many, many years. He's known me since my kids were little bitty boys. He, yeah, good. I'm glad you're blessed. He used to pick on my younger son. My younger son has the vocabulary of a dictionary. Yes, Tracy has a wrench. Watch out, guys. Um, and we were talking one time, and I believe it was the word fuchsia that my son used to refer to a color that I showed him. And Donnie's like, I don't even know what that is. Can he spell it? And I was like, yeah. So Donnie made a mean comment about my son. Yeah, I figured that, Lori. That's why I said something. But yes, and he lives out here in Okeechobee in the same town. So he knows how far out I live. And I don't think I've ever called him Donald in his life. It's usually Donnie. Since the very first time I met him. I don't even think we were introduced by a long gone friend of ours named Dawn. And I don't think even she called him Donald. I think she called him Donnie. It's been that many years ago. How long has Dawn been gone, Donnie? Do you remember? They used to be my running buddies, and Donnie worked at the prison that I worked at way back when. He knew all the inmates. No. Tracy, I think that Donnie probably has the same attitude you do about me. There's one person on the planet I know loves me besides my husband. It's Donnie. You don't mess with me. Never happened, never happened. And he shows up on a night when I have no lipstick on, my hair looks like whatever. I didn't get dressed up for you anyhow. So, anyway, we're looking at a long arm quilt frame. I appreciate that, Donnie, and vice versa. So we're looking at the frame, and then I asked the guy, I was like, well, what kind of deals do you got? And so he threw a few more at me, and now I'm going, ooh, evil little thoughts here going, I wonder what we can put together here. I was just actually looking for, what a lovely picture. I was just actually looking for a wider frame that has rollers on it because the way that my Grace Cutie frame works, I have to roll it up with my hands. And those who know about the arthritis know this wrist doesn't always want to work. And I don't know, can you guys? No, not so much. I have bruises on that wrist. I don't even know where I got it. I don't remember hitting them on anything, although I'm good at that too. So, all right. So here is, I asked you guys, you can see them? Yeah, they're pretty icky. I asked you guys a couple of weeks ago about this quilt that I'm building from a picture I saw. And I did change out the sashing to this peacock fabric. So that went on pretty well. I did my top and my bottom, and that didn't do too badly. I did do it differently than how I thought I was going to do it to start with. And then I started building out my side pieces here. Oh, that's the side piece. I didn't do too bad getting it lined up. And, on this side, that looks pretty good as far as I'm concerned. But on the other side, let's say that I have some bad words on film now. So I started putting it on, and I got down here to this end. And can you guys see that that is like so far off? I'm going, what did I do? So I've got to fix that before I can call this one finished. And I am going to write it up as a pattern once I get it all done. I just haven't made it there. Oh, it's out of frame. Well, see, here's my, can you see that now? How my sashing doesn't line up. I think I'm about an inch off there. So it is way off. So I've been, yesterday when I found this, I was like, now how do I fix that? I could do it the right way and recut this whole side piece of white fabric. We all know I'm not going to do that. Not because I'm too lazy, but because I don't want to waste all that fabric. So I'm going to figure out the measurement here. I think it's an inch or an inch and a half. And I'm going to add it to this white piece and then finish it up. Because I figure when I get done with this, it's going to be a baby size quilt. So I'm going to quilt it to death and be done with it. That's the way I figured I would do it. Because there is no amount of stretching, folding, anything else that I do here that is going to make that line up. Yeah, I'm just going to add to the white. That's what I think too. But see how far off that is? Might be even more off because it looks like it's almost the full width of that sash off there. But I'm going to add it in and then I'm going to put it all together. I don't know what else to do. Just add the weight. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So this was supposed to go up today. Ah, Nightbot is on and awake. Yay, thank you, Nightbot. And it didn't make it because I sat and said bad words to this thing for way too long. And I'm still trying to get the pattern written down. And I thought I had that measurement. I measured it at 32 for that white piece. I think it's going to have to be closer to 33. But what I'm going to do is once I get it put in there correctly, then I'll measure it. And it's not my tension because I did double check that. So that's happening there. And then I don't know if any of y'all keep track of anything I do, but we added almost 100 subscribers over the weekend. I just hit 3,000. Yay. Thank you all very much. And then we had a big subscriber bonus over the weekend. So I want to say hello to all those people if they show up in the chat or if they're watching it later on. Yeah, I'm just mind blown. I'm grateful. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Donnie was like 3003 or something on my subscribers. And, maybe he attracted all these people. All the old inmates he used to talk to must have subscribed because he told them to. So that was nice. That was a nice little surprise for the weekend. And then the next thing I've got to do tonight is I have a Quilt Builders card deck block that I need to get done. And then I have to finish that quilt. Then I can start on my Christmas stuff. Because I have a ton of things planned for you guys for Christmas. Sylvia has already made me look bad. She's finished everything we were talking about. So if you guys remember, last year I did a holiday hop with Colleen and Sylvia. I don't know if we're going to do an official hop this year, but we've both got a ton of stuff coming out for you for Halloween and she's got a whole month of November planned with a swap. Did you guys see those cat blocks or those cat things she did? She's doing swaps with that same group of people. She's already got all those put together. I'm just like, you're killing me. Because she just got back her sewing machine and she's just rocking and rolling over there. So we are going to have fun. Sylvia, yeah, I've already told her that, Sherlock. I was like, are you trying to make me look bad? Because she has definitely been killing it with the sewing. Every time I turn around, she's like, oh, yeah, I did these 30 things today. And I'm looking, going, what are you on? Speed? Share. And you can hear my voice is not 100% here still and again. And then let's see. Ooh, pretty block. Oh, I haven't. It's not even on my agenda right this minute, Tracy. I have the fabric. It's sitting in I want to make this box, but I can't even put it. I can't even figure out where I'd put it in the schedule at right now. I have a list. I have 2 envelopes laying over here. I've just got lists everywhere of stuff that I need to get done. Not even stuff that's on the want list, but of stuff I need to get done. And this is the block that I'm pulling out for Thursday. It's going to be 3 colors. It's Windmill 2 out of the second Quilt Builder card deck box. So I've got to do this one for Thursday. I knew I had to pull one tonight. So I'm going to put that up here. That video is going to have to be filmed before I do that quilt. But if I do that video first thing in the morning, I can do the quilt after lunch. So I don't know. And I almost forgot I had to go live tonight because we were on the phone with the guy from All Brands talking about the long arm. That makes sense, Tracy. Like I said, I wish that I had a place to put it on my agenda right now because I really would like to be able to film that with you and sew it, but I don't even have a place to breathe right this minute. And Christmas is still coming. I mean, not just on YouTube, it's still coming for the kids and the grandkids and all of that stuff. And somebody, guys, let me tell you who Donnie is. There are 3 or 4 people in the world that I would actually hem pants for. Donnie's one of them because that's what he messaged me for the other day. Was to ask me if I would hem some pants for him. He's one of the very few people in the world I will do that for. I don't normally, Tracy. I know how, but I don't normally do it. That's why I said he's one of the few people in the world I would do it for. Of course, he's going to have to drag his behind all the way from in town out to where I live at in the boonies, and then, you know, I'll get him hemmed. I don't have access to the list, Alfonso. I don't. I'm sorry. But, you know, you might should talk to your friends about acting better, and then Santa Claus might be good to them. Or they could do like I did all those years and just buy their own Christmas present. All of my 22 grandchildren are, of course, on the nice list, and they're perfect angels. And yeah, y'all are hearing this, right? It's getting deep in here, and I need hip waders to get through it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I no, I can't change Santa's mind. Whoa, where you going, camera? I'm over here. I stepped on the cord. Yeah, Lori doesn't know how to hem pants either. I don't either. Oh, I do have one more thing I've forgotten to do. I need to make my September towel. I don't have the ability to hack into databases. Not for anybody except me. Now, if I go talk to the hubby, he might be able to. Is there a point to that? You have a child that goes to private. Oh, yeah, he does have one more semester, doesn't he? Because of football. I keep thinking he graduated. Why is he still going to school? Because of football. I have to remember that. The important things. Yep, that is the way it goes. Let me answer that text. Give me 1 second. Yeah, his choice. He is graduated. Okay. I wanted to make sure I knew that, or make sure that I had that correct. Well, that didn't mean to stop my chat. I want to still be able. I've got the chat pulled up on my computer, but it's also on my phone so that I can see my text messages because sometimes when things mess up as far as YouTube tech, my computer won't show it, but one of my mods will text me and say, you know, what's going on or whatever. Like the last time the power went out in the middle of a live, I'm still sitting here talking away, and Colleen and Lori were sending me messages going, we can't hear you, we can't see you. That's always frustrating. And did you guys see Sylvia's live last week where she ended up doing the Charlie Chaplin of lives? She's like showing us things and then typing it into her little live chat. He's taking a media arts class. Okay. Well, that's good. We won't talk about how special you are there, chappy boy. You're slow at typing, though. I talked about you 10 minutes ago and went on to the next thing. So this quilt's got to get done, and then it'll be a nice motorcycle ride. As long as you make it here alive, that's fine. Okay. Um, the other thing I need to do, and I want to do for you guys this week, is get out my serger and give you some serger tips, and then do that jelly roll with the serger that we've been talking about. So still got my little squares here. I put little physical reminders around for me so that I know for sure, or I remember to do things, and I try to keep them in order. I kind of thought that one might happen, Lori. Yeah, we don't need nasty comments in here. How's your special ed? That's for you, Donnie, not for Alfonso. Yeah, I was just getting ready to call my husband in here and say, hey, tell me what that one means. But I don't think it's a nice comment. Oh, yeah, that happens, Lori. Well, he'll be nicer when he comes back in, or he'll be gone. I wasn't real sure where the naughty list thing is going. Yeah, 300 seconds, that's what, 5 minutes? Yeah, that gives him time to reconsider whether he wants to be nice or not. So, but I'm probably not going to sew anything tonight because I'd have to move too many projects in order to be able to start another one. And you guys would all just laugh at me unless you really want to watch me add a 2-inch piece of fabric to another piece of fabric. But yeah, no, Lori, I appreciate that. I got your back. Even if you're wrong, you're right. Well, yeah, that's me too, Tracy. I like to chit chat, and sometimes it's just like, no problem. But when I do the serger, I would love to be able to like get out the serger and let you guys know ahead of time that's what we're going to do. In 45 seconds, ads will run shortly for some viewers. Well, thank you for the warning. Let's skip that ad. See if it skips for you guys. Let me know. Because I can't opt out of mid rolls in the on live chats anymore, which is really bizarre. You have the choice to, yeah, either you get the mid roll or you can manage the mid roll. And when you go in to manage the mid roll, it basically says, do you want it to show here or here? It doesn't give you an option to say, I don't want to do it at all. But I am glad that they gave us the option for that. Yeah, so I could stop talking for a minute. Let me know if you do get a commercial though, please. But yeah, I'd like to break out the serger. Probably won't be for, well, maybe it will be for Thursday. I don't know. But I'd like to break out the serger and like do it from start to finish on a live so you can see how long it actually takes to do a jelly roll quilt. Excuse me. And yeah, they gave me a heads up about it. But I don't know if they gave you guys any kind of heads up about it. You're just watching and smiling? Why? Because you haven't seen me in forever? Here I am. I'm alive. I haven't killed anybody yet. You don't have a serger, Tracy? I thought you. I thought you did. I know Colleen does, although hers has never been broken out. Eventually she'll watch it. And I'm assuming she must already be asleep. She hasn't been feeling good the last few days. Oh, that works for a lot of things. Doesn't work for everything, but it does work for a lot of things. And I've seen that they make what they're calling a serger foot for domestic machines. I haven't tried one of those out. I really like my serger, so I've never really had any reason to go buy one of those feet. Nice. I don't know what that means. Okay. And then the other thing I got to do for you guys, you prefer the open toe foot with zigzag? I have this plan. You guys see this fabric? Some of you may recognize it. Lori sent it to me. It's those chickens. I've been looking at this fabric and going, I really want to do something with it. So I'm thinking the chicky fabric, isn't it cute? Yeah, I am thinking I want to make myself a couple of towels from this, or at least a couple of towel toppers. And then I have the bowl. The other night I was looking for the bowl for my stand mixer. I was like, where is that? I brought it in here. I want to make a cover for it. Uh, It pops out at me every time I see it because it's so cute. But I want to make a cover for my bowl, and I'm thinking this might just be the perfect fabric for it. So look for that. And that is going to be done probably with the serger and probably will be a recorded video because I need to figure it out. And if I accidentally let a potty word come out on, on camera, I would like the option to take it out of the video instead of YouTube sending me a nasty gram about it. No, 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 no. Wayne, let me see if he's where he can do it. No, not to line my rope bowl. I don't think he can hear me. The stand mixer bowl that locks into the bottom of my stand mixer. I want to make like a cover for that. I saw one in a vintage homemaking video, and they've got like a round cover over the top of their bowl and then a little ruffle around the edge. And I thought that would be super cute to make. Another pattern I got to figure out before I can make it because apparently nobody's made it. So, but no, not for my rope bowl. My rope bowls are being used everywhere, they're all over the place. Well, so did the Mr. Happy fabric, and I'm still working on him. Hi, Lucy. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you tonight? Am I moving around too much for you as far as video time? I was just showing off my fabric I got from Lori, my chicky fabric. Talked about what I want to do with it. Yes, Tracy, exactly like a skirt to decorate my mixing bowl. That is what it's for, or that is what it is. Yeah, but I saw it on some vintage home site anyway, and I thought it was super cute when I saw it. I went looking for a pattern, and nobody has one. So I'm like, I guess I get to create this one from the ground up. Just got done at work. Lucy, am I thinking right? Do you work at Walmart? Yeah, I think it would be really easy to do, Tracy. I think it's cute. It may not appeal to anybody but me because everybody's now going minimalist and industrial and stuff, but I'm thinking I really want to do that. So I'm going to do it. Why not? Anyway, for some reason, I think Lucy works at Walmart. I could be wrong. I've often been wrong before. Yeah, except I want to put a top on it too. You're thinking the same way I am, though. Hospital. Okay, my apologies. Not trying to put you to work at Walmart. Just curious. So that's where my husband's working at these days. Is in the hospitals, and I've got a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. I had it in my head that it was today, and the girl from the doctor's office called me today to confirm insurance. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there tomorrow at 1:30, blah blah blah." She's like, "Come tomorrow at 1:30. Nobody will be here." I was like, "Okay." So Wednesday it is. Yeah, they are, but yeah, this is true. There's a guy on YouTube, Stevie O, who does things from the ER, talks to you about things he's seen in the ER, and I find him really funny. He talks about like the strange things they've pulled out of people and the way people mispronounce their medications. He's the only actor in there, but he does different characters, and he's cute doing it. He's Korean or Vietnamese. He's said it before, and I don't remember what he said, but and he always talks about you follow him too. Yeah, he's hilarious. Do you remember if he's Korean or if he's Vietnamese? I know he's talked about having patients come in and ask for a different nurse because he's a foreigner. I'm like, yeah, I can relate to that. I have family who would do that. Oh yeah, I I believe that, Sherlock. I worked for an attorney for years and years, and before I went to work for the attorney, I worked in prison. If Donnie's still here, he'll tell you I did. Um, and we had an inmate when I worked at the prison who never bathed the entire time that he was in the prison. He never bathed, and I didn't work for a criminal attorney, but I did work for a real estate attorney. So you got people from all walks of life coming in about real estate stuff. It was so bad, Sherlock, that they had to bring in a doctor to do some work on him. And the doctor was like, "Do I have to work on this man who doesn't bathe?" He did it, but I don't know how big an area he sterilized, but if I'd have been him, I'd have dipped him in a vat of it. So anyway, I was working at the attorney's office about a year after I had left the prison and graduated college. And this man comes in and he's well dressed in a suit, cologne, beautifully coiffed. His hair has been cut by, an expert. And, I go to the window. Oh, okay. I go to the window and he's like, I have an appointment with your boss. And I said, okay. And what's your name? And when he told me, I looked at him twice. I was like, really? That's your name? And he said, yeah. So I closed the window and I went and told my boss that the guy was there. But it was the same man. It was the same man that had been in the prison that never bathed. I guess it was his way of protecting himself from anybody messing with him. But it was the same man. And I didn't do any work with that case because, according to legal ethics, since I knew the inmate or the client from somewhere else, I couldn't work on his case because it might be a conflict of interest. So I didn't do anything on that case except make a file and hand it to my boss. And then I don't even know what they worked on. If it was real estate, if it was estate planning, I don't know. But I found that very interesting that the same person from the prison that was here in this, sharp suit and all cleaned up. You don't remember? Oh, you don't remember if he's Vietnamese or Korean? I don't either, and I feel bad because I should remember that. I try to keep track when people tell me what nationality they are. So yeah, Tracy. I can still remember the smell of that inmate, and I've raised a bunch of teenage boys, and I still remember the smell of him. So yeah, not good. Yeah, I don't even know if there's, maybe Donnie could tell us if there's any rule that says inmates have to bathe. I think there's a rule that they have to be offered the facilities every so often. You can't deny them the ability to take a shower or shave or do whatever personal hygiene things they need to do, but I don't know if there's a rule that they have to do it. So I don't even know if they have to change clothes. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, Tracy, sometimes they get up and you're just like, oh my God, go take a shower now. You know that. I never let mine go out the door like that if I could help it, but I know that they did probably. Or if they've just mowed the yard or been playing football with or skateboarding with their friends. Yeah. So, Donnie, did you try to refresh? Usually that'll catch the two streams up if you're listening on one and watching on the other. What do you mean? What did you miss, Lucy? I was talking about an inmate that I saw. Oh, okay, that makes sense, Donnie. Lucy, Donnie is an old friend of mine, and we happened to talk the other day. I told him that I had a channel, so he decided to come visit with us ladies and see what we talked about. Usually it's sewing, but tonight I'm just kind of chilling because it's been a long day. And I fought with, I don't know if you've seen this one, Lucy. It's been a few days since I saw you. I saw a picture of this quilt on Facebook or a similar quilt, but there was no pattern with it. And so I have been working to create my own pattern. I haven't sewn anything interesting tonight, but no, just chit chatting. Yes, the best people are a little strange. So anyway, I've been working on getting this put together, and I've run into issues. So I asked for advice when we started, and then I was going to actually go a little bit earlier, but everyone was like, "Ah, we're cool with just chit chatting." So that's what we're doing, is just chit chatting tonight. Thursday, I'm going to have a block up. Yeah, I enjoy chit chatting sometimes too. And now, Donnie, hi, Dawn. How are you tonight? Before we go too far, if you start private messaging people in my chat, um, and you make them uncomfortable, I will kick you out. I'm sorry. I love you, but that's not allowed. If someone wants to talk to you outside of chat on their own volition, that's up to them. But please don't be creepy. So I'm telling you up front because I know you like the ladies. He's an inveterate flirt. Fun to talk to, but don't flirt. Okay, I appreciate that, Donnie. Thank you. I had to send another guy packing because he was doing that, and then he was like challenging people. There's ways to do it, Dawn. There was a guy who was doing it a while back, and then there was another one that came in here and literally started accosting the ladies who were in my chat. Are you subscribed to me? Are you subscribed to me? And we dumped him real quick. But there was one even before that who was going into various chats and asking people to like go over to Facebook, to his Facebook group, and talk to him. That didn't turn out real well. And I do like that term, career single. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that was the one that prompted me to put up a video about security and being careful when you're online about who you talk to. So, yeah, that's been a while, huh, Lori? I do like that. Tracy used to put, yeah, that one was creepy. Tracy used to put up that she was a unicorn, a 10,000-year-old mythical creature. I think on her profile she said, is that right? I I'm paraphrasing, but she'll tell you what it was because her screen name was something unicorn or something dragon. So Ms. Dawn, how are you doing these days? Oh, I should probably ask you. He was creepy. Dawn, that one was creepy. he was a he's in jail now. We'll leave it at that. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so Dawn, here is what I'm working on. And this is the last border or the last piece. And I have flubbed up here. And I need about an inch and a half more of the white to line everything upright. Right. Lucy, that's why a lot of people change theirs because of that particular person. So, yeah. Unicorn, if people started combo, you'd respond 10,000-year old. Okay, yeah, I got it pretty close to right. Anyway, so I want my sash piece that's at the bottom here to line up with the sashing here. And all of the rest of this lines up perfectly, except for right down here. So my dilemma is I know I need another piece of white to go on the border there. Would you put an entirely new piece of white down the whole side, or just put in the piece of white that you need there? Because I'm thinking about just putting in the piece of white. I'm cheap. It's not lazy, it's cheap. And I've got the other all lined up, so I don't want to mess with it. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Cheap works. Okay, so you're on the same page that I am. Because I had to get all this stuff done before I could ever go near my tilde quilt. And I've got my fabric and my backing and my grid stuff. I'm just like, I want to do that. And there's a bag that I want to make with Tracy. But I've got all these other projects I got to finish first because they're on deadlines. Just put the white piece in. Yes. Well, that's where I came up with practical. I didn't want to put cheap or creative. I thought practical was a much nicer word. And I've been called everything from perfectly to partially to particularly. I love going to Miss Ellen's because every time I go to Miss Ellen and she sees me, she calls me something different. I'm starting to think it's a inside joke at this point, but it's hilarious to figure out what she's going to come up with today. I don't think she's ever called me practically. She'll call me Melissa, but I think it's a joke now between the two of us that I always get called something else. I don't know how many more P words there are out there. Publicly, practically, partially. Yeah, she called me partially once. I laughed at that one. She's partially creative. I love Miss Ellen too, Lucy. She's fun. I like going in there and seeing what she's come up with today because her brain works a whole different way than mine. Oh yeah, I haven't made a Mr. Happy video in a while either. I There's like 300 videos in that playlist, and I have sat and watched that playlist a couple of times and gone, what else can I draw? And I don't even know what else I could draw for Mr. Happy. I guess I probably could come up with more if I really worked at it. He is popular. He definitely is. He's still getting a lot of views. That playlist gets probably more views than anything except that you. My most popular video, Don, I may have said this before, is actually where I laid a quilt up over my ironing board and showed doing the spray basting on it. All I'm doing is going, that's all it is. That video's got like 20,000 views. I mean, it's not all in one fell swoop, but it's still my most popular video. I do not understand YouTube. I just keep putting stuff up there, and sometimes it catches and sometimes it doesn't. Your most popular one is probably everybody waiting to see if you're going to go down that slide with the spider on it. I've introduced the animated peoples. Have you seen the little dancing fish? Retire him to the backyard and introduce Mr. Happy's cousin. I may try that. Don't tempt me, Don. I'm willing to try almost anything once on YouTube. I mean, I did ASMR videos. I've done serger tricks. I've shown buttons. That's another one that's really popular. Murder Mr. Happy. I think Colleen tried to do that. Don't say that too loud, but I think she did. Last year around Christmas time. Or Halloween, maybe. I'll have to try that one, though. Mr. Happy and his family feud. That's too funny. So I could do Hatfields and McCoys in my little drawings, huh? That would be funny. That would be funny. I'm losing hair right and left, and every time I lose a hair, I feel it hit my arm. I'm like, what is that? Don't tip me. Don, if you start seeing more drawing videos for me, you know it's your own fault. What's in your video for 13K? Is that the one where you flew down the driveway with the quilt? Sorry, I went through the shorts feed earlier today. I watch shorts for grids and giggles sometimes. And oh yeah. Oh yeah, it definitely does. Does, Don. Um I went through and I probably counted 6 videos that I could tell you who they copied. Who makes videos that look exactly like the one they saw. It was a horrible video. I doubt it. You don't make bad videos. I'll have to look for that one. So obviously, people like seeing that from your channel. Maybe try some more of them. Yeah, curiosity does kill the YouTube people, though. Oh, okay. Whatever works for you. Everybody ends up having their own style. When Colleen and Sylvia and I first started doing shorts, we had a lot of the same ideas. So I think our videos, our little shorts looked a lot alike. But it wasn't very long before Sylvia started looking like Sylvia's, and Colleen started looking like Colleen's, and mine started looking like mine. I think that now when I'm watching the shorts feed and one of Colleen's or Sylvia's comes up, I know it's theirs right away. But the curious thing for me is that when one of mine comes up when I'm watching the shorts feed, I don't always realize that it is mine. It's like some kind of blindness thing. I'll look at it and go, oh, that's me. But I'll be thinking, oh, that's kind of clever. People are really, Dawn, there are like whole 30, 40 minute videos that have millions of views of this one chick. And I don't know if it's just her, 'cause she's the only one I've seen. But they got tons of views on this video of her literally standing there and ironing the stuff as she's taking it out of the dryer. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But yeah, it definitely gets a lot of attention. So try it. Hey Nancy, how are you tonight? Tracy, I will have to find a link to this chick. And I want to say it's like something housewife. Cassie the housewife, Patty the housewife. No, she's not showing cleavage or feet, Dawn. She's a skinny white girl, straight hair, wearing a t-shirt and jeans. She's not like in a 50s dress. She doesn't have an apron on. Yeah, but there are people who are just like way into that, Tracy. It definitely does, Donnie. So Nancy, how are you doing? How's Terry doing? I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I mean, I watch. Um, there's a guy that I watch who is building a log cabin in Alaska by himself. So I watch him. I'll turn him on, and he doesn't say anything on the videos where he's building the cabin. Usually, maybe a sentence or two, but it is almost all just him building this cabin, pulling the logs up onto the roof, etc. His name is My Self Reliance. And then he's been off YouTube for 2 weeks. And I had looked him up a couple times. His other channel is Sean James. And I was pulling up videos talking about how he and his wife had gotten divorced. And they've got grown children. I'm like, divorced? What? Well, he put up a video this last weekend. His picture included in there are pictures of him and his wife and their adult children on vacation throughout Canada. It might. I mean, his wife does some of the filming for him, Dawn, and she's not. I don't think either one of them really do like the beefcake shots. They don't like gratuitously get his muscles or his butt or whatever. Oh, Lucy, back when I was about 15, 16, I worked at a Taco Viva, which is equivalent to a Taco Bell. And one Friday night, it's kind of late, we had this little girl that worked the drive through who was just like so sweet and so innocent, and, braces, baby blue eyes. She was just so little and so cute. And this guy came through drive through and offered her $50 for her socks. And she closed the window, came running over to me. Oh my God, what do I do? And I said, I'd be taking my socks off. You wouldn't. I said, oh, heck yeah, I would. Yep, when you say tacos, say Viva. I can still remember her face, and I wish I could remember her name right now, but it's escaping me. But I told her, I said, I'd be selling my socks. I don't care how stinky they are. He's going to give me $50 for them. Here you go. Right, here you go. They're all yours. Oh, no. Yeah, you sell them socks, right? That's what I said. No, you don't want the socks returned. That's right, Tracy, with $50. This was like 1983. With $50, I could have probably bought 100 pair of socks. I mean, who wears good socks to work in a restaurant? Yeah, exactly. I'd have sold them socks in a heartbeat. I even told her, I said, tell him I'll sell him mine. I'll sell him mine. He can have them. Here you go. Give me the money. Bye. He could have come back every night for a week for all I cared. Here's the socks. Here you go. Well, you know, there's no accounting for taste, Donnie. Some women like guys in uniforms. So, yeah. I mean, my dad and my brother were both police officers, so I had a thing about that. Yeah. My first husband was Air Force, Don. I went to high school with him, but, you know, and then I married a guy who was a UPS driver. Oh, yeah. And then I worked in a prison and I got to drool all day long. I didn't look at the guys in the blue uniforms, I liked the other ones. That was fun. Nerve wracking, but it was fun. Although I did finally kind of learn my lesson. Wayne doesn't wear any kind of a uniform. You still wear a gun. Well, it's open carry now. You don't even have to have a license to concealed carry in Florida anymore. That's scary. That's scary. Yeah. We aren't going to talk about who had any kind of thing about men in uniform, though. You can concealed carry without a permit in this state, Donnie. It was passed. Yeah, nice eye candy. And UPS guys always have great legs. UPS guys always have great legs because they do so much running. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of like, I don't know. We'll leave that alone. I won't touch that one because politics, we don't want to do politics on here. The last time I said anything about politics, I lost a good friend. Too cold for shorts and oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. One of my friends decided that she didn't agree with the fact that I didn't like her candidate, and I was like, okay, sorry. That's just the way it goes some days, right? Yes, I remember. Well, I thought there would be some days where it'd be warm enough for UPS drivers to wear shorts in Canada. I'm in Florida. Our UPS guys wear, short sleeve shirts and shorts. They're all uniforms still. But yeah. Yeah, it was 91 here today, Dawn. I was sitting in there. I have two windows that face on my other sewing table. And I was sitting there today working. I don't even remember what I was working on, but something on the other computer. And I was sitting there and I just started sweating. And I'm like, okay, I thought the hot flash stuff was over with. And ended up getting up and walking around to get a cool cloth to wipe my forehead and my neck off because the sun's just beating in that window at me. He said, okay, this is not cool. Caught him. Yeah. I remember being in West Virginia and we would get like 50-degree days and we'd have two 75-degree days. And then it'd start dropping to 30. No wonder people got sick in the wintertime. We get about 3 days of really good cold weather here, where it's like almost to freezing. And we always take a picture because it's usually like January 4th or so, where you get, a little bit of frost on your windshield. Living in West Virginia, yeah, the weather up there was great. I don't know that I'd want to live there full time, but yeah. All right, guys, so I have been on here for an hour just chit chatting with all of you. I appreciate everybody showing up to hang out with me tonight. Definitely, definitely. I want to say thank you again for getting me to 3,000 and almost 100 over it at this point. Wow. I'm still mind blown by that. And thank you guys for praying for my family and friends who were sick. Most of them are home and feeling better at this point, which is awesome. My one aunt will have to go back in and have some more stuff done, but thank you, Dawn. I wish I could, just like even it out. I would take a little bit cooler weather. Nancy, you take care too. Everybody have a good night. Donnie, thanks for showing up and for chit chatting with us. You're welcome to come back. Like I said, as long as you don't hit on the girls, we're all good. Because most of these ladies are either married or committed bachelorettes. So, good night, Alfonso. You have a good night. Thanks, everybody, and bye for now. Love you all.